Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to explore something both interesting and useful. Learning how to speak silently in your mind. Yes, this is possible, and it can truly change the way you learn English. When you practice speaking silently in your head, you can train your brain to think more quickly in English. This helps you speak faster, respond more naturally, and feel more confident in conversations. I will explain how to use this method effectively. I will also share several practical tips that personally helped me improve my own English skills, especially in the early stages of learning. When I first began learning English, I did not use this technique at all. Instead, I translated everything starting with my own language first, and then trying to find the right English words. This process took a lot of time and energy. It made me speak slowly and often left me feeling frustrated and tired, especially during real conversations when I needed to respond quickly. Later, I discovered the idea of thinking directly in English instead of translating. This small change completely transformed my learning experience, making everything easier, faster, and far more enjoyable. The first step is to start with short, simple sentences. You do not need difficult vocabulary or long, complicated grammar structures. Just focus on short and clear thoughts to build confidence. For example, if you see a cup, simply think, "This is a cup." If you see the sun, think the sun is bright. If you feel happy, think I am happy. Small sentences and easy words are powerful. When I began, I practiced by silently describing things around me in English. At first, it felt strange, but over time, it became completely natural. To make real progress, try to do this many times throughout the day. When you wake up, think I am waking up. While brushing your teeth, think I am brushing my teeth. When you eat, think I am eating rice or I am drinking tea. The point is to describe every small action silently in English without saying the words out loud. This method trains your brain to think in English naturally. I personally practiced it while washing dishes, or even shopping at the market, and it helped me improve very quickly. Another important tip is to keep your vocabulary simple. Do not try to sound like a textbook. Instead, use easy common words that you can recall instantly without hesitation. For example, instead of thinking, "I am feeling very joyful today," just think, "I am happy today." Simple words are effective, powerful, and help you speak more freely without overthinking. When I started, I only used easy vocabulary, and I quickly realized that it was more than enough to express most ideas. You can say a lot without complicated words. You can also make it more interactive by asking yourself small questions in your mind. When you see something, ask, "What is this?" Then answer, "This is a bag," or "This is a car." This allows you to practice both asking and answering, creating mini conversations with yourself. I used to treat this as a fun game that I could play anytime, anywhere. It made the learning process much more enjoyable, so I kept doing it. Try it yourself, ask a question, answer it, and talk to yourself in your mind like a friendly conversation partner. Another useful practice is to repeat what you hear in English. If someone says, "Good morning," repeat it silently. If you hear, "How are you?" say it again in your head. This technique helps you remember sounds, rhythm, and pronunciation. When I was learning, I often watched cartoons, listened to characters, and repeated their words in my mind to memorize them better. Don't worry about mistakes while practicing silently. Nobody can hear you, so you can experiment freely, correct yourself, and try again as many times as you need. I made plenty of mistakes when talking in my head, but every error became a learning opportunity. Over time, I became faster and more accurate without even noticing it. You can also make words more memorable by picturing their meaning. If you say cat in your mind, imagine a cat. If you say tree, picture a tree clearly in your head. Connecting words with mental images strengthens memory. When I said apple, I imagined a bright red apple. When I said car, I saw a small car driving in my imagination. This made learning both fun and long-lasting. And the best part is you can do this practice anywhere, while walking, sitting, waiting, or even lying in bed at night. You don't need any tools books or special conditions, only your mind. The more you practice, the easier it becomes until it starts happening naturally without any effort. At first, I had to remind myself to think in English, but eventually my brain began doing it automatically. This is the ultimate goal, to think directly in English. Today we have covered many points, starting with small sentences, using easy words, asking and answering questions, repeating what you hear, picturing words and not worrying about mistakes. We also talked about practicing anywhere, anytime. If you follow these steps, you can begin speaking silently in your mind and in time, think entirely in English with confidence. Chapter 2. The easy way to practice talking in your brain. We already explained the idea. Now we will learn simple daily steps to make it a habit. You do not need a textbook, a teacher, or a study group to begin. All you need is your attention, a little time, and the wish to improve. Start by choosing one small topic you like. It might be your room, a cup on the table, your breakfast, your pet, or the weather outside today. Pick something familiar so you feel calm. When you feel calm, your mind opens and learning becomes easier because you avoid the stress that blocks thinking. At first, keep sentences very short and clear. Try thoughts like I'm sitting, I drink tea, the cup is blue. These are small and easy to repeat. Think these short sentences often. Repeating tiny phrases builds fluency. Each brief thought strengthens your ability to form English sentences without translating from your native language. Imagine each small sentence as a seed you plant. After many repetitions, seeds grow into sentences, and sentences grow into longer ideas inside your head without effort. Another simple exercise is naming objects around you silently. When you see a chair, tell your mind chair. See a book, think book. Name colors, items, and simple actions. I did this every morning to wake my English mind. Scanning my room and naming items in English felt like switching my brain to English. Once short, sentences feel natural. Add a few more words. For example, change. The tea is hot. 2. The tea is hot and a little sweet, to expand gently. Adding details trains your brain to connect words and ideas. Gradual growth prevents overwhelm. Small additions every day make complex sentences possible later on. Try telling a tiny story about your routine silently. I open my eyes. I wash my face. I make coffee. These moments become practice scenes you revisit mentally. Stories link events and words, helping memory. When you rehearse a short personal story, vocabulary fits into real life rather than staying as isolated words in a list. When you face a word you don't know, keep moving. Describe or explain it with words you do know. This keeps fluency and reduces fear of stopping. Write unknown words in a small notebook and study them later. Then use those words in your mental sentences until they feel familiar and easy to recall. Use feelings in your thoughts to make learning stick. I am happy because the sun is warm. Emotions make memory richer and sentences sound more natural to your mind. You can practice anywhere, walking, waiting, cooking, or riding a bus. Silent practice hides in plain sight and does not disturb others, so you can practice all day. On a bus, describe people and actions. The man reads a newspaper. A child laughs. A woman speaks on the phone. This keeps your mind active and observant. Make small goals 10 minutes of silent English thoughts or 10 sentences per day. Short, steady targets beat long, rare sessions because consistency builds long-term skill. Repeat sounds you hear from media silently. Hear good morning and repeat it in your head. This trains pronunciation rhythm and the natural flow of phrases. Watching cartoons, listening to songs, or replaying short clips helps because phrases are simple and repeated. Mimic them silently and then use those phrases in your own thoughts. Practice asking and answering questions in your mind. What is this? This is a bag. Questioning and replying simulate conversation and prepare your brain for real interactions. Gradually stretch sentences to include time and reason. I am hungry because I skipped breakfast, or I opened the window because it was hot. These link ideas more clearly. Use the present moment to practice tenses. Describe now, then add past or future. I am walking. I walked yesterday. I will walk tomorrow. This trains tense awareness. Use images to support words. When you think apple picture, a red apple. Mental images form strong connections between word forms and meanings, making recall quicker. If a sentence feels hard, break it into parts and rebuild it slowly. This trains your brain to organize language without pressure and shows progress even in small steps. Keep a tiny notebook or a phone note for new phrases and review them each evening. Repetition and small reviews turn short-term learning into long-term memory. Encourage yourself with small celebrations. You said 10 sentences today. Great job. Positive feedback keeps motivation high and turns practice into a pleasant habit. Over time, increase difficulty little by little. Use new words, longer descriptions, or more complex connections between actions and feelings. Pair silent speaking with simple actions to strengthen memory. Touch a cup while thinking I hold a cup, or look at the sky and say the sky is blue. Teach the method to a friend or record short voice notes of your mental sentences and compare later. Explaining helps solidify your own understanding and skill. Do not fear mistakes. Silent practice is a laboratory where errors are welcome. Each correction helps your mind refine grammar and word choice without embarrassment. If you feel stuck, repeat familiar sentences until flow returns. Comfort with repetition frees you to try more complex language later. Aim for steady daily practice. Even small 5-minute sessions add up and keep your English active. Regularity beats intensity for lasting improvement. Be patient. Your brain rewires slowly. Progress often looks small day by day, but becomes huge over months as routines turn into automatic thinking. Start now. Pick one short sentence. Repeat it silently. Add one more tomorrow and continue. Practice every day and watch your mind shift toward thinking in English. Chapter 3. How to make your brain English stronger every day. By now, you already know how to hold short conversations in your mind. That's a great start. Now let's explore how to make your English brain grow stronger with daily habits. The process is not complicated, but it does require consistency. Think of your English like a small plant. A plant needs regular water and sunlight to grow. If you stop caring for it, it begins to fade. Your English is the same. It needs steady attention in small amounts every day. One simple method is to set aside a specific time for your brain talk practice. It doesn't have to be long. 5 minutes is enough. Maybe you do it after waking up, while brushing your teeth during a short walk, or right before bed. What matters is doing it daily. Over time, your brain starts to expect English at that time, making the habit stick. When I was learning, I used to close my eyes before sleeping and think simple thoughts in English. I studied well today. I met a friend. I feel happy. These little sentences sent me to sleep with English still in my head. You can also make each day about one topic. For example, today's theme might be food. I like bread. Bread is soft. I eat bread with eggs. Tomorrow, you could pick weather. It's windy today. The sky's gray. I need a jacket. Over time, you'll gather words and phrases for many different situations. As you practice, try to speak clearly in your mind. Don't just let the words rush through. Imagine you are saying them out loud. This will help you remember correct pronunciation. If you want, move your lips slightly while thinking the sentences. It's a small trick that connects your brain to your mouth. You can make your English brain stronger not only by thinking in English, but also by listening to it. Whenever you hear a simple English sentence, maybe from a video or a conversation, repeat it silently in your head. If someone says, "That's a good idea," you quietly think, "That's a good idea." This repetition is like giving healthy food to your English plant. And remember, smiling while you practice makes the process more enjoyable. When I was practicing, I often smiled because I felt proud of myself. It reminded me that I was learning on my own, and that was worth celebrating. Even on tired days, you can do just one sentence. One is better than none. The secret is daily practice. With time, these small, steady drops will grow into a strong stream of English in your mind. Soon you'll look back and realize how much your brain English has improved. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to take this inner practice and start speaking with real people. Keep going. You're building something powerful. Chapter 4. How to use brain. Talking to speak confidently with others. Now that you have practiced talking silently in your brain every day, it's time to move forward to a new and exciting stage. We will discuss how this brain talking skill can help you when you want to communicate with other people. Speaking with others is a big step that boosts your confidence and gives you a sense of achievement. It's normal to feel nervous or unsure at first when you speak to people in English. This is exactly why brain talking is so useful. It acts as a rehearsal before real conversations happen. By regularly practicing brain talking, you prepare your mind to find the right words and share your ideas with more ease. Here's a simple way to begin. Whenever you see someone you want to talk to, start by silently practicing your words in your mind. There's no need to speak out loud immediately. Just focus on the person and ask yourself, what can I say to them? For example, if you see a friend, try to imagine in your brain saying, "Hello, how are you? I'm glad to see you." Repeat these phrases quietly in your mind a few times. This mental rehearsal gives your brain time to get ready for actual speaking. Once you feel comfortable, try saying those words out loud. Because your brain has practiced, your mouth will find it easier to produce the correct words smoothly. You can also use this method before important moments like meetings or phone calls to reduce anxiety. I remember my first time making a phone call in English. I felt quite nervous. Before dialing, I closed my eyes and silently practiced what I wanted to say in my brain. I repeated, "Hello, my name is your name. I'm calling about the job," over and over in my mind. When I finally spoke, the words came out slowly and clearly, and the person on the other end understood me perfectly. This gave me a huge confidence boost. You can definitely try this too. Another way brain talking helps is when you suddenly don't know what to say next during a conversation. It's very common to pause because you're searching for the right word or phrase, and that's okay. When you find yourself stuck, pause for a moment and quietly ask your brain, "What do I want to say now?" This short break lets your brain catch up and find the correct words to continue. Taking this small moment to think keeps you calm and focused, making your speech smoother. Try this practical tip after finishing one sentence in a conversation. Use your brain to prepare the next one silently. For example, after saying, "I like tea," you might think quietly, "Now I can ask, 'Do you like tea?' and then say it aloud." This is how brain talking supports you in building real flowing conversations. The more you practice this habit, the more natural and easy speaking will feel. Here's a fun exercise you can try anytime and anywhere. When you see people speaking English, maybe on TV, a video, or even in real life, stop for a moment and ask yourself, if I were part of that conversation, what would I say? Let your brain come up with a reply. If they are discussing the weather, your mind might say, "Yes, it's very warm today." If they talk about food, your brain could answer, "I love pizza." This exercise helps train your brain to respond quickly in real situations. Preparing with brain talking before you speak also helps reduce fear of making mistakes. You have already practiced the words mentally and know how they sound, so you feel more confident. Remember, making mistakes is a natural part of learning any language. Your brain learns from these errors, and with every chance you take to speak, whether silently or aloud, you improve bit by bit. Some people worry that others might laugh if they say something wrong, but most people are understanding and appreciate your effort to speak English. They want to support and encourage you. When you use brain talking regularly, your brain is ready for conversations, so you make fewer mistakes. Don't be afraid to speak. Let brain talking be your helpful tool. Also, when you listen to others during conversations, focus carefully on their words. Then repeat those sentences silently in your brain. For example, if someone says, "I went to the park yesterday," repeat quietly, "I went to the park yesterday." Doing this helps you remember new phrases, hear the correct pronunciation, and speak better next time. You can also practice brain talking after you finish a conversation. Think about what you said and ask yourself how you can improve or say things more clearly next time. This reflection helps you become a stronger speaker. I used to do this often after speaking. I'd silently ask myself, "Did I say that correctly? Could I say it better?" This simple habit helped me get better every day until my speaking became strong and confident. So remember to use brain talking before you speak, while you're in a conversation, and after it ends. Your brain is your most reliable helper. It's always with you, wherever you go. When you use it well, brain talking will help you speak more clearly, think more quickly, and feel more confident in English. Every small sentence you say silently in your mind is a step closer to fluency. Keep practicing and never give up. In the next chapter, we will focus on how to make your brain think faster in English so that you can speak more smoothly without long pauses. Keep using brain talking regularly, and you will see amazing improvements in your English skills. Chapter 5. How to train your brain to think faster in English. To speak English well, your brain needs to think in English faster. Right now, it might think in your native language first, then translate. This translation slows you down. Sometimes you pause because the English words don't come quickly. This can make you feel shy or slow. But you can teach your brain to think directly in English first. This will help your speaking become quicker and smoother. When your brain thinks in English, you feel freer and more confident while speaking. It's like giving your brain a superpower. At the start, your brain uses your native language to help. It's like a helper, but it can slow you down when speaking English. To speak better, you must train your brain to take a new path, the English path. This requires practice and patience. A simple first step is to see English all around you. When you see something, try to name it in English, not your first language. For example, when you see a cup, say cup silently in your mind. When you see the sky, say sky quietly to yourself. Keep doing this daily. This silent naming helps your brain learn English words naturally and reduces translation from your first language. Soon, your brain will start using English words first. This is the foundation for faster English thinking. Next, try to make sentences without translating from your native language. This is challenging, but very effective for faster thinking. Start with easy sentences like I am happy today or it is cold. Say these silently in your mind without using your first language. If it's difficult at first, that's normal. Keep practicing, and your brain will improve in thinking directly in English. Think of this as building a new mental road. At first, it's narrow, but with practice, it becomes wide and smooth. Another helpful way is to listen to simple English and repeat it in your mind simultaneously. This method is called shadowing. For example, when you hear good morning, say good morning silently at the same time. When you hear how are you, do the same. Shadowing helps your brain follow English sounds and rhythm, making your thinking faster and more natural. You can also practice thinking about your day in English. For example, say, I am waking up now when you wake. When you eat breakfast, think I am eating breakfast. When you leave for work, say, I am going to work. These simple sentences help your brain live in English daily and speed up your English thoughts. Another exercise is to ask yourself easy questions in English and answer them. This keeps your brain active in English. For example, ask what time is it and answer, it is 8 o'clock. Ask what am I doing and say, I am reading. You can do this mental game throughout the day. It trains your brain to think more in English naturally. Many people say they don't know enough English words to think in English. Start with the words you do know. Even if you only know 50 words, use those words often. Your brain will strengthen its English skills with repeated use. As you learn new words, add them to your brain practice. Don't wait until you know thousands of words to start. Small, consistent steps build strong skills over time. Don't be afraid to begin with what you have. When you don't know a word, don't stop. Try to explain it with words you do know to keep thinking in English. For example, if you don't know pillow but know bed and soft, say, it is soft. It is on my bed. This helps your brain stay in English and find ways to express ideas. It's excellent practice for real-life speaking. Also, simple English is good English. You don't need complicated words to speak well and think fast. Clear and quick words matter more than fancy vocabulary. This skill grows with regular practice. Practice every day. Give your brain time to think in English regularly, and it will get faster. To summarize, see English everywhere. Name things in English. Think simple sentences. Use shadowing. Think about your day in English. Ask and answer easy questions. Use what you know. Explain unknown words. Celebrate every small step. Your brain is learning and getting faster at thinking in English. As a result, your speaking will improve and become more natural. Next, we will learn how to keep your English brain strong every day. We'll explore small habits that create big progress. Keep practicing, your brain is growing stronger. Chapter 6, How to Keep Your English Brain Strong Every Day. By now, you have learned how to start brain talking, how to use it before talking with others, and how to make your brain think faster in English. But there's one last crucial step. You must maintain your English brain strength daily. Just like your body needs healthy food and water, your brain requires consistent practice and care. Doing small English activities each day improves your brain's ability to understand and speak clearly, making you feel more confident over time. Here are simple methods you can apply to keep your English brain strong and active every day. First, feed your brain daily with English input. This food means the English words, sounds, and sentences you hear, read, think, or say. It doesn't have to be long. Even watching a short English video for 2 or 3 minutes helps your brain stay engaged. You can also read a simple English sentence or focus on a word and think about its meaning. These little actions keep your brain sharp and ready to speak. Repeating what you already know is another powerful way to strengthen your English brain. Many believe they must always learn new things, but practicing familiar phrases frequently makes your brain quicker and surer. For example, say, "How are you silently in your mind daily?" Repeat, "My name is your name often too." This steady repetition builds your brain's confidence, which makes you feel more comfortable speaking English. Creating small English habits helps as well. Habits are things we do automatically, like brushing teeth or drinking water. Try making English a regular part of your routine. For instance, when you wake up, think, "Good morning, I feel happy today" in English. Or before going to bed, tell yourself, "Today I practiced English in my brain." These tiny habits build your English skills, naturally making English a normal part of your day. When English becomes routine, it feels easier to use without stress. Playing with English is also very helpful. Fun activities help your brain learn faster. You can create simple English games for yourself. Pick a color each day, and whenever you see something of that color, say its name in English. If your color is blue, say "blue sky, blue car," or "blue shirt" when you see them. Alternatively, choose a number like 3. Every time you notice that number, say a known English word like apple, happy, or cat. These games keep your brain alert and make learning enjoyable. Enjoying the learning process helps your brain absorb English better and become stronger. Another great tip is to link English with your feelings. When you feel an emotion, happy, sad, tired, say it to yourself in English. For example, "I feel happy" or "I feel tired." If nervous, say "I feel nervous, but I will try." Connecting your emotions with English helps your brain remember words and makes English feel like part of your daily life. You can also strengthen your brain by talking to yourself in the mirror. Look at your reflection, smile, and say simple sentences like "I can speak English" or "I am learning every day." Say positive phrases such as, "Today is a good day for English." This practice boosts your brain's positive feelings, helps you feel proud, and motivates you to keep learning. Don't forget to give your brain some rest. Your brain needs time to relax and absorb what you've learned. After practicing English, take a short break. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and tell yourself, "My brain is learning. My brain is strong." This rest supports memory and calms your mind. A calm brain learns better and becomes stronger. Be gentle with yourself when learning. It's normal to forget words or make mistakes. Remember, your brain is growing and improving all the time. Tell yourself it's okay. "I am learning and getting better." Being kind to your brain creates a safe space for learning, which helps you improve faster. Keep in mind, small daily efforts lead to big improvements. You don't have to spend hours studying or memorize difficult vocabulary all at once. Simply give your brain simple English practice every day. Talk silently in your brain. Listen to English, read short sentences, play little games, and express your feelings in English. These small steps power up your brain. Soon you will find your brain speaking English confidently without fear or hesitation. Your thinking in English will become quick and smooth. Your brain will become strong and ready to help you use English with others confidently. So keep feeding your English brain every day. Treat it well, have fun with it, and allow it to rest. Watch how your English skills grow stronger over time. You are doing wonderfully. Every day, your English brain improves more and more. Chapter 7. How to use brain. Talking to become a confident English speaker. Now that you have learned how to keep your English brain active and strong every day, it's time to take an important next step. This step involves using brain talking to build real confidence when speaking English. Many learners can understand English well and read it without problems, but when they need to speak, they often feel nervous, shy, or afraid of making mistakes. This fear blocks their ability to speak freely. But here's an important truth. Confidence in speaking does not come from speaking perfectly. It comes from practicing regularly and training your brain to feel safe and relaxed when using English aloud. Brain talking is a powerful tool to help you develop this comfort. It allows you to prepare your brain so that speaking English feels normal and easy rather than scary or stressful. Let me explain how you can use brain talking effectively to grow your speaking confidence step by step, making English speaking a natural part of your daily life. The first thing to understand is that your brain needs to accept English as something familiar and normal. When your brain sees something as normal, it feels relaxed and ready. Think about everyday activities like walking, eating, or brushing your teeth. You don't feel nervous doing these because they have become normal habits through repetition. The same can happen with English speaking if you do English often enough. Brain talking gives your brain the chance to practice speaking safely anytime and anywhere. You don't need anyone else present, no partner, no teacher, and no pressure to perform perfectly. It's just you and your brain working together quietly, and that makes it very powerful. One of the best ways to build confidence with brain talking is by mentally rehearsing common speaking situations. Imagine conversations you might have and silently practice them in your mind. For example, picture yourself meeting a new person. In your mind say, "Hello, my name is your name. Nice to meet you." Then imagine their reply and practice how you would respond next. You might think, "Where are you from?" and imagine their answer. Then you can respond with something simple like, "That's nice," or, "Oh, I know that place." Practicing these small dialogues inside your head prepares your brain to recognize and handle similar real-life situations with less fear. When you actually meet someone, your brain will say, "I know this. I've practiced this before." This familiarity reduces anxiety and helps you speak more confidently. You can use this mental rehearsal for many different everyday scenarios, like shopping, ordering food, or asking for directions. The more you practice, the stronger your confidence grows. For example, practice in your mind saying, "How much is this?" and imagine the shopkeeper's answer. Or say, "Can I have a coffee, please," before you actually order it. Repeated mental practice like this builds a strong foundation in your brain, so speaking English feels natural, and your confidence improves step by step. Brain talking also creates a safe space to make mistakes. When you practice silently, no one can hear you judge you or laugh at your errors, so you can try new words and sentences without fear. This helps your brain learn that mistakes are simply part of the learning process. You begin to accept errors as opportunities to improve rather than reasons to feel embarrassed. Once your brain accepts this, your fear of making mistakes during real conversations lessens, and you start to speak more freely and with more enjoyment. Another important practice is to sometimes speak out loud to yourself, especially when you're alone. Use a strong, clear voice to build your vocal confidence and pronunciation skills. Say positive statements, like, "I can speak English," "I am learning more every day, and I am not afraid to speak." This helps your brain associate English with strength and positivity. Standing tall, smiling, and speaking with power sends strong signals to your brain that English is something you can do well, which boosts your confidence further. Before real conversations or phone calls, use brain talking to rehearse what you want to say. Plan your sentences and responses mentally to feel prepared and less nervous. Having a mental plan makes your brain feel safe and ready to adapt, even if the real situation changes a little. This readiness reduces your anxiety and increases your confidence. You can also use brain talking to imagine your future as a confident English speaker. Picture yourself chatting with new friends, giving presentations, or simply speaking fluently. Repeat positive affirmations like, I will speak English well, and I will speak with confidence. When your brain believes these images and words, it supports your real-life confidence. Believing in your ability helps you feel stronger, making speaking English more enjoyable and less stressful in actual conversations. Remember that confidence is not built overnight. It grows gradually through consistent practice and small steps taken every day. Every time you use brain talking, you're teaching your brain that English is safe, normal, and something you can handle easily. This regular mental practice transforms nervousness into confidence and helps you become a fluent, confident English speaker over time. So keep using brain talking daily. Imagine conversations practice. Clear sentences prepare before speaking with others and visualize your successful future. Be patient and kind to yourself during this process. Confidence grows from effort and persistence, not from magic or instant results. Stay motivated and consistent. Your confidence will grow stronger with every word you think and speak. Chapter 8. Unlocking the power of silent repetition in your mind. You've already started using brain talking and seen how chatting with yourself in English can build your confidence. Now let me introduce a powerful secret that can truly transform how you speak English, silently repeating English sentences inside your mind. This simple but effective method is used by many successful English learners, even if they don't always mention it. The beauty of silent repetition is that you can practice it anytime and anywhere, while walking, sitting waiting for the bus, or even doing chores. Why is silent repetition so effective? When you listen to English, your brain is working hard to understand. But if you only listen without active practice, your brain remains quiet and passive. To learn well, your brain needs to actively engage by doing English. This is where mental repetition helps. Repeating sentences silently gives your brain a chance to practice without pressure, fear of mistakes, or needing someone else around. It's like a quiet rehearsal that helps your English become smoother, more natural, and easier to say aloud over time. So how do you do this? It's very simple. When you hear or read an easy English sentence, repeat it quietly in your mind. For example, if you hear, I like tea, say I like tea silently in your head. Do the same with other sentences like, it's a nice day, or where are you from? The key is not to translate change or overthink the sentence. Just repeat it in your mind over and over again. By doing this, your brain begins to absorb these sentences deeply. They become familiar and ready to use whenever you need them. So when someone asks you, do you want tea or coffee? You'll confidently reply, I like tea without hesitation or searching for words. This mental repetition trains your brain to speak faster and with less fear because it feels prepared and ready. You can practice all kinds of common daily sentences this way, such as, what time is it? How much is this? Or please say that again. Repeating these small sentences teaches your brain to use them naturally and automatically. This way the words will come out smoothly in real conversations without you having to stop and think too much. Also try to focus on the sounds and rhythm of English while you repeat in your mind. English has a unique melody and flow and feeling. This rhythm will help your speaking sound much more natural. This method helps your brain remember not only the words, but also the feeling and musicality of English, which is just as important for speaking well. You can practice silent repetition during many everyday activities. Repeat sentences when you watch English videos, or listen to podcasts when you read a book, or even when you hear people speaking English nearby. The time and place don't really matter. What matters is that you do it regularly. Every time you repeat silently, you are strengthening your English brain and improving your speaking ability. Some learners wonder how many times they should repeat a sentence. The truth is, there's no fixed rule. Repeat as much as you want. Some people like to repeat a sentence many times in one sitting, while others spread out their practice over days. Both ways work well, so choose what feels good for you. The most important thing is to enjoy the process and not stress about doing it perfectly. Think of it as a fun game for your brain. Here's another helpful tip. Repeat sentences you want to say in real life. For example, if you plan to say, "I'm learning English," repeat this phrase quietly in your mind many times. Or if you want to say, "Can you help me practice repeating that?" This prepares your brain and makes it much easier to say these sentences when the moment comes. You will feel ready and less nervous. Also, don't forget to smile while you repeat. Smiling sends positive signals to your brain and connects English learning with happy feelings. This makes practicing easier and more enjoyable. A small smile can make a big difference in how your brain accepts and remembers English. It helps create a positive, relaxed learning environment in your mind. So now you understand the hidden power of repeating English sentences silently in your mind. Though it seems simple, this practice is incredibly powerful for improving your memory, speaking speed, and natural flow. Start right now by choosing one easy sentence. Close your eyes and say it quietly in your mind several times. Listen carefully to the sounds and feel each word as you repeat it. Enjoy this process. Know that with every silent repetition, you are building the English speaker inside you stronger and more confident every day. Keep practicing regularly, and you'll notice how your English skills grow steadily with each repeated sentence. Your brain will become faster, your speaking more natural, and your confidence will soar. You have the power to improve. Silent repetition is your secret weapon. Use it often, enjoy it, and watch your English speaking transform before your eyes. Remember, every small step you take with silent repetition brings you closer to fluent, confident English speaking. If you found this secret helpful, please like this video, share it with friends who want to improve their English, and subscribe to our channel for more simple tips that really work. Your support helps us create more useful content to guide you on your English learning journey. Keep practicing, stay confident, and we'll see you in the next lesson.